it was a challenge, and I think more than anything, that you got to find ways to win, and that was what we did tonight. We harped upon the fourth quarter, and it came down to that. I got to give them a lot of credit, right? I mean, they came in here with a plan and did a pretty darn good job of sticking to the plan. I don't know that we did enough to adapt and adjust their plan. As the game got really methodical, and it was very unique at halftime as you're kind of sitting there in a 10-7 game and kind of curious as to how we're going to create some energy and momentum, because they had done a really good job at slowing that thing down and keeping the ball in front of them on their defense and methodically moving the ball with their offense. And I've been in these games before, and sometimes they're not the most fun, but what it comes down to is you got to find a way, and you got to make some adjustments that maybe you didn't envision you'd have to make. You didn't want to make in game one, but you have to make some of those adjustments, and we did. And I give our guys a lot of credit. They didn't bat an eye. The leadership on this team is much different, and that's what I'm really excited and proud of. But it was a test. It was definitely a test, and that ball game came down to the fourth quarter, and you got to find a way to create some energy and momentum. And it's not because the ball hit off their leg, but that's one thing that does happen in the ball game, and that was the way that we created that energy and momentum, and you kind of felt it really shift and roll from there.
Is the lack of playmakers an issue?
I don't know. I mean, it's one game. It's hard to say, whether there's not enough playmakers on the field. I mean, if you've been here long enough, you know that there's going to be days, I don't want to make excuses, days like this, but games like this that all of a sudden become that slow and methodical. I would think around here, you've seen a few of those. It's not what, maybe you envision every single day. It's not maybe what we envision going into this thing, but that's, I give our guys a lot of credit for their ability to adjust and adapt. And it gets frustrating, don't get me wrong. Being a former defensive lineman, there's nothing worse than a 16-play drive that's, 2, 3, 4, 6, and you don't have a chance to rush the passer. And when they do throw the football, it's, some type of Max Pro or some little boot or wag one. That's a compliment to them. They did a really good job with those things. But there's times when you guys gotta buckle down and you gotta find ways to win. And that's what we had to do.